Hello everybody, all zero watchers. I'm streaming SamVGC versus MajorBowman for DPL right now. I wasn't aware that this was going to happen, so I'm a bit rushed right now, but I think I got everything set up. This is a BO3 set, so it's Torjin's BO3, so one SM, one XY, one BW, and right now they're playing SM first. Looks like turn one, Jake caught Zard with a Scarf Lando Stone Edge and Quiver Danced with Volcarona, and he's in a dominating position right now. So Komodo's damage is halved because of Misty. Incineroar threatens Volcarona here because it's not going to die and it can kill with Flare Blitz, but Jake has Incineroar checks in the back. I'm assuming we're going to see a switch. We did not. It's Savage Spin Out, but it lives. Now he's in a much less dominating position, but he still took out two of Sam's biggest threats, so it's not bad. But Kartana is kind of scary now, with Jake's only real check being Scarf Lando. And Sam has the special in Sin, which is something that Kyle Cole used earlier. I think they're on the same team. No, MajorBowman is on Kyle Cole's team, but now Sam is bringing out the special in Sin. So Lando threatens Coco with a Scarf kill there, obviously, and Icy Wind Tapu Fini. That's a rarely seen innovation. Oh, Sam is on Kyle's team. Alright, that makes more sense. Icy Wind Tapu Fini is rarely seen, but it's a cool move, and it got a bit of use in VGC 18 with someone that Jake and I both know very well, so I wonder if that's where he got the idea for it. And being free to spam Icy Wind with this Tapu Fini is putting Sam in a really bad position, because his only remaining threats are Fast and Frail, the Kartana and the Tapu Koko. So Icy Wind really messes with his team. I'm wondering if that Lando is EV'd for HP Ice or if that was luck. I'm guessing it's probably EV'd, but it could just be, 252, 252, and it just happens to not kill. Very plausible, because I know like Thund HP Ice in black and white would do like 90. So that could have been a roll. But Kartana is threatened to protect here, which lets Jake fire off another Icy Wind. It doesn't protect, and he scalds instead of Icy Winds. That's fine. All that Jake really needs to do now is bring in Zygarde and hit 1,000 arrows, and he wins. So that was a quick game one. Just an absolutely dominating performance. Taking out the Zard turn one, and then having Fini for Komodo, which are the two biggest threats on this Sun team, made it really easy for Jake. He gets the Icy Wind on the Tapu Koko. Now Zygarde's faster, and everything dies to 1,000 arrows. I'm assuming it's CB because that is the only good set. And Jake is good, so he should be using the good set. I'm wondering whether Sam is going to pick XY or BW next. Both of these players play all three tiers pretty well, which is why they are in the BO3 slot. But I think I'm going to say that Sam is going to pick BW. No, I'm going to say XY. I'm calling XY. Sam had better results than Jake and XY generally. Slightly better. They were both very good, but he did have better results. And neither of them have had serious results in BW. So I think Sam is going to go to XY for a comfort pick. And hopefully it's a bit closer than that one. I was looking forward to streaming this set, but that game was like 4 minutes long. They were both clicking pretty fast too. I think Jake saw that he got the Lando matchup he wanted, and Sam didn't expect Scarf because they're usually not. And then after that, it was kind of over. Yep, Sam went to XY. And this is an interesting matchup. So Jake's just got the Thok, which it has a playable matchup versus everything in the meta. So in week 1, when you don't know what your opponents are going to be using, it's a solid pick. That's what I brought in my XY game yesterday. But Sam brings Diancie, which is probably its roughest matchup. Now, I helped Jake fine-tune this team earlier today, so I know it has a playable Diancie matchup. We specifically discussed this. But we're going to see how this goes. And Sam is an avowed AV Lando user. And Jake and I had a little surprise in store for if he brings the AV Lando to this game. But it might be tempting to just S-Toss the Diancie, because S-Toss does 82 to Diancie, which brings it in range of Sucker. And Diancie is the biggest threat to this team. Kieran Black is the second biggest threat to this team, but Sylveon manhandles it pretty well. Sylveon manhandles most of this team. He needs to take out the physical threats, but it beats Amoon, it beats Tran, Cube, and Porygon 2. So Diancie just protects. And the Thun goes for hidden power while the Kang S tosses the Amoon. So yeah, that is the surprise I was talking about. The Thund is way faster than Thundon Thok usually is, or at least than HP Ice Thund usually is. We knew that Sam was a AV Lando user, so we made the Thund outspeed AV Lando and wanted to get that play turn 1 and knock it out. Unfortunately, Sam did switch. I don't know if he read that or if he just wanted to get Amoonguss in to help if this was Flash Cannon, Life Orb Thund. But either way, it worked out for him pretty well. Kang took 1/3, but Amoon is threatened with a KO here, and Diancie is threatened with taking an S-Toss for 82. Which puts it in range of -1 Sucker, although it's using Diamond Storm here, almost certainly, in which case it's not going to be in range of Sucker anymore because it's got a 75% chance to get a boost. Jake switches out to get the Intim instead. I respect it as Kieran Black comes in. And Diancie takes a fat T-Bolt. That did more than I expected. It's 2 KO'd by that, wow. So Diancie is now threatened by the Lando because this is Scarf. And Kyurem obviously threatens the Lando back, but it can even get Rock Slide flinched through. I'm not sure what either player really wants to do here. Sam probably just wants to attack with Diancie because he wants to take out the Lando for his own Heatran. So if he just double attacks with Diancie and Kyurem, then at the very least he gets to trade Diancie for Lando. Diancie is half dead. Lando is much more healthy, but he doesn't do that. Switches in his own Landorus and gets the read right, but gets full parried. Yikes. Best move in the game. Now that's obviously huge for Jake. He gets to keep his Landorus. He likes that. He's obviously playing toward a Sylveon endgame at this point. So I'm not sure if, that's a game changer. Paralyzing the Kyurem means Sylveon can Calm Mind before it attacks. This is massively important. And so that's, clearly what he's going for here. But still, it helps to get the full para. Heatran took a fat chunk, but it was never the win condition because Sylveon was in this matchup. I think Jake is okay with that. It was a good read by Sam, though. Very smart to know that the Lando was switching out. He's gotten these reads every turn, but he's not in a good matchup, so it's not mattering. Jake is playing smart and it's working out. And now Sylveon gets a CM. And even if this is Sludge Bomb Amoonguss, it can no longer break subs. Although, if Lando EQ breaks subs, Sludge Bomb Amoonguss can Spore at the very least. So Sylveon isn't completely safe here. but it's pretty safe. I'm surprised that Jake went to Lando instead of just going to Amoongus. And he's U-turning into Amoongus. So he's going to get the sub here, and that is very powerful for him. Clear Smog. That's awful. That is a 3-hit KO. Amoongus can Rage Powder the Porygon too to protect Sylveon's sub while it goes for another CM. Or Jake can protect Sylveon and Spore the Porygon too. Either one works. P2 can't TR because then Sylveon wins. And Heatran comes in because it's presumably Goggles. So yeah, Clear Smog is a fucking unmove on Amoongus. You should never use it in XY because of this exact matchup. At least Sludge Bomb is a roll to break sub, and if you run a little bit of special attack investment, it can do it. Clear Smog is just garbage. Oh, but that works out in his favor. So Heatran is very slow. It's Eruptran, it's got 0 speed IV, and the Sylveon gets Spored. Jake is just going to have to stay in and try and wake it. Sam has 2 physical attackers, both of which are chipped, neither of which can come in on an S-Toss right now, although Amoongus can Rage Powder, so actually scratch that. But both of which can be intimidated too, and just no fear S-Toss on the Heatran, and he gets Clear Smogged. Ouch. Now if this Sylveon doesn't wake anytime soon, then this matchup looks a lot rougher for Sam or for Jake than I expected it to be. I told him to use 1 speed IV on Sylveon. Apparently he went faster than that. I don't think I was particularly clear in what I said. So, you know, I guess we'll both hold that L. But if this Sylveon was 1 speed IV, then this game would be over. Because he would have gotten the sub on that eruption and avoided the Spore and been at +2. So Lando threatens out the Heatran, and Sylveon's just going to keep trying to wake up as it gets chipped. And it got a 3-turn sleep. Now that's brutal. And Amoongus dodges Rock Slide, so it can't be flinched. And now another Pokemon is sleeping. Now the Sylveon is guaranteed to wake this turn. But an EQ is going to really chunk it. So it won't be able to sub if Sam EQs, which he should. So it may be switching out here. But then something else is going to have to sleep, unless he switches to Amoongus. But Amoongus invites Heatran in. Sylve just wakes and protects. Okay, that makes sense. As Lando goes for Rock Slide, Sam once again absolutely reading the shit out of Jake. But does it matter? I don't know why he didn't go to Kang there to get a fake out, but it works because Sylve subs and P2 TRs. Now, Jake is going to want to get his Amoongus in to Spore the P2. Actually, maybe he goes Kang to fake out the Tran. No, he's going to Spore the P2. He should have faked out the Tran to get a CM, because P2 can't break a sub, but it can switch to Amoongus and eat the Spore. So, overall verdict, I don't think Jake played very well. He had a pretty dominating matchup after Diancie took 50, because then it was in Hyper Voice range, but he didn't take advantage of it. He let his Sylve get slept because he didn't realize that it was a Eruptran, despite the existence of the P2. And then, yeah, so he lost the game. Sam got so many correct reads, it was ridiculous, despite having unsets. And now it's a BW game for the win. And Sam brings Hard Rain, while Jake has Weatherless Semi-Room. I have to assume there's a sunny day on here somewhere, or this is a total shit team. I'm wondering whether it's the crest or the moon, and Sam is going to have to figure that out too. Or there's no sunny day, in which case Sam wins. GG, because this is not a team if it doesn't have sunny day. So Sam's going to want to lead Polytoad just to put the pressure on Jake to get his sun up. I would lead Polytoad Tornadus, especially if this is an offensive Polytoad variant like Specs. Then Polytoad Tornadus covers everything very well. On Jake's side, it depends who a Sunny Day user is. Again, he's got to protect that Pokemon, especially if it's Crest. We see Torn Scizor and Torn Crest. Scizor does not Oko Tornadus, so this is a bit of an ugly situation where someone's going to be penalized for not going for the speed tie. Never mind. Kind of worked out. Except for the Hurricane confusion. Doesn't help Jake, of course. But Scizor is threatened here because even in rain, it's going to die to a Heat Wave. So it switches to Polytoad. Jake reads it and goes to Crest. And his Hurricane gets fucking dropped. Or his Tornadus gets fucking dropped by Hurricane. I'm wondering if this is Specs. I don't know special Torn damage on stuff because it's always physical. Nice bluff with Defiant, despite being special. It could be mixed, I guess. This has got to be Sunny Day Crest and Stone Edge Scarflando. That's the only way these plays make sense with these sets. Ooh, eject button Hitmontop. Now that's cool because it forces Jake to stay in with his Lando and probably die to Hurricane. Very cool. Sam is just reading this man back and forth today. Yeah, that's definitely Specs. There's no way it's anything else. And it's got to be Sunny Crest and probably Erupt Tran, although it's too damaged to Erupt at this point. So we see Min Speed Polytoad. Sunny Day. That's a little too late. Yeah, and he forfeits. That was a quick set. Games 1 and 3 were so fast. Game 2 was a little slower, but... Oh, so... I think Jake definitely had the team advantage in SM plus the surprise set. And had the team advantage in XY, but Sam made a million hard reads in addition to some questionable plays by Jake that let him take that one. And then Sam had team advantage in BW, just dominated the whole game, and as you can see, it ended in 4 turns. Rain is really good in BW, if that wasn't already apparent. So that's what we learned today. Thanks for watching.